Hello and good afternoon, everyone. So thank you for joining our free lesson. My name is Nabil Fikri. I am an application engineer from CAD Systems. So for this free lesson, so we'll take a look on the new features for the Inventor 2026. Right. So we're going to go through the process from the slide and also for the model itself. So the first thing is the general update for the new features for Inventor. What we have is the save and open dialog box. So let me just go to the inventor right away. So first of all, if you try to save or you want to open the existing drawing, so you can just click open over here. So over here we have multiple new things that has been added. So it's allow you to easily navigate to your location folder. So first of all, on the left side here, we have the window browser. Right, you can select on the local drive that you want to open up. And at the top here, we have the project settings that you can select. So for example, if you try to open, maybe you open the different project, so you can still go at the top here and click to select the new project. So I cannot select this new project because I already opened up the project, the files down here, which is under project 2026. Right, but if you open up from the beginning, so you can select which project that you want to open actually. And over here on the right side here, we have the preview of our models, and we can specify what type of view or model state that we want to open. So for example, if I take a look at the turbine plate here, so not only that I'm able to see this view, I can specify maybe I want to open with model state 3, for example. And maybe I want to open up design to view from the top view. And we also have the detail features if you want to take a look more about this information for this product. And once I'm done, I can just click open and it will pop up based on the model state that I pick and also for the view that I pick. So I pick view for the top previously. So if I pick isometric, it will show isometrics. You can still selecting right from here, but you can start it right from beginning when you click the open button here. Right. So for the next part here, right? So we have this save and open dialog box. So pretty cool feature. And if you scroll down here, we also have an update a bit on the graphics. So the first thing is the dark theme. So this one is already been added previously. It's just that when you install the Inventor 2026, the default one will be the dark theme. So I believe Autodesk tried to normalize this dark theme here, right? But you can still change it from the UI themes. And with the UI theme here, we also have the color scheme access. So you can access it easily. You don't actually need to go to application option actually. Right. So let me just show you a bit for that. So if I would like to change my background, so usually you will normally go to the tools here, go to application options and find tab. But from here, you can actually just go to the view tab here and you can just select which background that you want to pick, maybe uh, dark background, for example, maybe background image. Maybe I want to have a deep blue or maybe a millennium, right? So I want to be gradient color. So you can just easily change the background from here. You don't have to go to the application options. But if you do need to go to the application options, you can just drop down and you can just click settings from here and it will automatically pop up application options with the color tab over here, right? So it's just a bit quicker than before where previously you need to go to the tools, application options, and you need to find which tab that you want, right? You can just select from the view tab, right? So it will be located under the view tabs and you can just select settings from here. Right, so if you not prefer using the dark theme, you can still switch to light theme from here. But I believe the dark theme is pretty good. So I'm just going to leave it as is. All right, so that is just a bit on the general updates for the Inventor 2026. And the next things we take a look on the part model itself. So quite a few things that has been added, more on the upgrade instead of the new features. So the first upgrade is that on the shell, we now have an ability to add a round corner, and the interface also has been changed. So you don't have to go to the different tab. You can select everything right from one single tab over here. Right? Usually you have second tabs here, right? But everything is on one panel. So over here, let's say if I have this model here and I want to add a hollow inside. So with that, I can add using the shell. So I can just click shell here and you see everything is right over here. If I want to specify different thickness, I can just override from here. So thing is, when I click here, I can specify, okay, let me just, okay, so if I click here, I can specify if I would like to have a rounded corner. So some of the sharp edge here will be rounded. So if I click rounded corner, so currently I pick using inside. So I will try to find the inside that can be rounded. And what we see here is these examples right over here, right? So you can see this become inside. If you prefer it to be an outside, you can just select outside. Okay, so you can see it's creating the shell on the outside for thickness. And you can see that we have this round corner here. You can also select both, and the shell will be rounded for the both inside and outside at the same time. So I can click OK. And now you can see I have this round corner here. Right, so that is just a bit of upgrade for the shell. All right, so the next thing that we have from the part here is that we have patterns. So this one is extremely useful, especially if you have a pattern which is have a distance not similar. So you can use this pattern. So previously we have for the Inventor 2025, we have ability to filter the area. Now we have ability to change to have a different irregular distance. And this works with uh, rectangular pattern as well as for the circular patterns. So let me show you a bit for this part here. So one example, if I have this hole here, I can create multiple holes easily using patterns. I can create pattern. And over here, I can just specify, let me just specify the directions. So this is quite normal. You can switch the directions that you want. And I can specify, maybe I want to have, let's say, around 6, for example. Oh, 6. So currently I have 6, and I would like to make a bit of distance, maybe make it 15, for example. And over here, you can see that we already overlap for this part here, and I would like to extend it a bit for this side area only to the other side of this block here. So with that, you can add an irregular distance and pick which part that you want. So I will pick this part here, and with this, I can make the distance that I want. Maybe I would like to have, let's say, around 50. Okay, so 50 might not be enough. So let me just go ahead and edit. Okay, so say that will be 55. Right, so you can see we're now able to make it jump to the other sides for this area only. And I only done for one part, which is this one. I can also do for multiples, right? Maybe I'll add another irregular patterns for this part and this part as well. And maybe I want to make it slightly shorter distance, let's say around 8 examples. Okay, maybe 8 is a bit too small, maybe 9. So over here is one patterns, and we have different distance with this. So this is quite useful that you don't have to create multiple times already. But I can also do for the other side as well. So I can create for the direction for B, these directions. Maybe I would like to have a 4 for this. I can add using this arrow if I want to. And again, I would like to add some distance, so I can add an angle distance, maybe starting from this side here, make it slightly longer distance for that. Right, so that is the pattern features. The same goes with the circular patterns. So over here, I already have created. So if I want to, I can add in irregular patterns. So just click over here, and I can specify maybe the angle here is slightly uh, smaller. And I can add some more. Maybe this angle will be slightly smaller again. And I can add maybe make it some of those become long distance. So that is the things that you can now do with the pattern features. Right. So aside from that, we also have an update for the simplify features. Normally on the Inventor assembly, you can have these properties here. For simplify, you can specify which body, which part that you want to exclude, some of the features that you want to remove, the whole fillets. Previous feature, we don't have this on the normal part, but now we do have it. So if I take a look on this example here, normally I can just access the simplify from here, and I can simplify everything, right? All of the part here, I can use this. But previously we don't have it on the individual features. Now we can do that. So for example, only this part I would like to make it a block, so I can just use the simplify. So what I need to do is that I can just open up this part here. Let me just open right from the 3D model for the standard part. And over here, I can select the simplify, and you will see that we have the same interface that we have on the assembly. So you can use the simplify much more easily on the part file as well. Right, so the first one we have replaced with envelope. Maybe I would like to make it a block here, so I can just click here. Right, so if you have multiple solid, you can also make it envelope for the multiple bodies. But for currently, I only have two, and you can exclude if you have multiple bodies here as well. So currently, I already exclude this part. If I want to bring, you can just click, and it will bring back this part into this body itself. Right? If I want to remove, I can just specify. Maybe I don't want this, and it will be removed. And same again, you can also remove based on size. Maybe I have some more small parts which is less than 15 inch or maybe 10 inch. I can just specify which size that I want to remove. Right? And this thing is also the same with the features. So maybe I have multiple holes that I want to remove. I have a big hole that I want to preserve. So with that, you can select based on the size. So you can select based on the size, which is the maximum diameter. Anything that lower than that particular diameter that I input will be removed. Right? Or you can also remove all of the holes without depending on the diameter. So I can just click all. Right? So we have fillet, chamfers, all of these things that I can filter right from here. Right? But if you want to preserve, you have the previous features over here. Before I click OK, I can also preview this part just to see which is the area that it will be affected. And once I'm done, I can just click OK. And you see that it's now becoming a simple part. If I go back to the assembly, you can see it's now become a simple shape compared to before. So some of the unique features has been removed. The thing is, the interesting part here is that we can also go back and do some editing. So if we take a look here, we have simplify. I can just double click and I can make some changes. Maybe I want to still add this part here, and I now have this part, or maybe I just want to make everything as a block. So any mistake that I have done, I can just go back and change it from the design history from there. So that is quite useful. Right? Aside from that, we also have the sheet metals for the new features. Not much new things has been added, but more on rework for the interface. So you will find that it's become easier to use since everything has been added into one single tab only. So previously we have multiple parts, multiple tabs. Right now we only have one tabs here. Right. So starting the first, I believe if you use sheet metal on 2025, is that you will have that new update on the flange, right? But not on some of those, right? We don't have that on contour flange. We don't have that on the punch tools. So now we have that in the contour flange as well. So if I go to contour flange, for 426 now the new features has been uh, upgraded. So we now have everything be compiled into one single dialog box. If I want to find a distance, I can just find down here. Maybe I want to make it, let's say from the middles. If I want to change size from here, or I can just also input the value from here. Let me just make it slightly bigger. And if I want to access the band properties, you don't have to go to the second tab. It's now everything on the one tab. And once I'm done, I can just click OK. So now I have this auto flange. Another thing that has been upgraded here is the corner. So now it's easier for you to pick the corner. If you have multiple corner, for example, right? So you can use either of this. I'm just going to use round. You can just select everything using the dialog box and it will find the corner for you. So this is something that you cannot use before. And now you can easily use by selecting everything. Right? But if you don't want to select everything, you can also select based on you can also select based on the features. So if I pick features, I can select this particular feature and it will find all of the area that's suitable to be corner around. Right? And the last thing for the sheet metal here is that we also have updates on the punch tool as well. So if I were to add some sketch here, and I can go to the punch tools, and over here I can specify which punch area that I want. And if you take a look here, once I've selected, okay, you have the input geometry, the size parameter, everything on the same dialog box, right? If you have see previous one, you have multiple tab, and some of people that use this will miss the size parameter or some of those. So with this, you can easily and quickly see what are the features that available right away. Right? So if I want to change the diameter or the parameter, so I now have able to see it from here. So maybe I want to make it slightly longer. So currently I believe this is on inch. Maybe I make it slightly smaller on the diameter. Maybe I make it 0.3 for examples. Right. And I can continue to add some more updates from here. Once I'm done, I can just click OK. Right. So it's become a bit more easy to use. And for the last features that I would like to share with you here is the assembly modeling. On the assembly here, we have the mirror component, which is specifically for mirror patterns. Now, if you add a mirror, and if you want to do some editing on the previous mirror parts, the other part will be updated as well. Where if you use the older versions, if you need to change for one part, the other part, you need to redo that. So you don't have to do that anymore. So let me just show the mirror component. Just an example. Okay, I think let me just remove back this replace here. And I'm just going to select. Okay, right. Okay, so let's say if I would like to mirror pattern on the other side. So with this, I can go to the assembly and I can select pattern here. And I can select the components. As for this case, I will pick everything just to make it easy. Oh, sorry, not pattern. Actually, it's mirror, right? Mirror pattern. Right, and you see here mirror component, and I can select which component that I want. So I can select everything, and with this I can specify which plane that I want. So maybe I pick, let's say, this plane here. And one thing that you will notice is that we have the mirror patterns and also the flag structure. If you pick flag structure, probably it will not be copied to the other side. So what you want to is that to create a mirror pattern. And once you've done that, some of the features down here will be changed to reuse. Meaning that anything that you add or make some changes will be automatically updated on the other mirror sites. Right, so I can just click next. Right, over here, I can just click OK. If you want to rename, you can do the, but for this case, I'm just going to proceed. Okay, now that I have a mirror features over here, another thing that you will find is that we also have that under the assembly or the design history down here. So the mirror component is added. If you needed to make some changes, you can just double click and you can just edit it right from here. But the thing is that I want to do is that under the mirror component here, I can drop down and I can pick which element that I want to make the changes, element 1 or maybe element 2. So maybe I would like to add some things on the element number 1, maybe add some bolts or maybe add some new component. So I can do that. I can go to the under element 1 and I can edit this assembly here. And over here, let's say if I would like to add some bolted connection. So maybe I put it somewhere right here. So I'm just going to select the rough area. And I can select the fastener that I want from here. So we have our fastener created over here. So once I click OK, so it will add it over here. So if you see here, it does not yet added, but once I've clicked return, it will automatically update for the other side as well. So now the bolted assembly has been added over here as well. Right. So not just apart from the content center, if I want to, I can also add some more parts inside. Right. So let me just make some more editings. I can just go ahead and place maybe this inlet here. Just for example, I'm just going to click over here and connect it right at the front here. And when I click return, you will see that it will add for the other side as well. Right, so you don't have to redo that work step. Right? So that is the new features of the Inventor 2026 that I want to share with you. So that is all from me. So thank you everyone for joining this free online lesson. I hope you have a nice and pleasant day. So have a nice day and bye-bye.